I've recently finished Dragon Quest XI and I have to say I'm honestly sad that this experience is over. This is the first Dragon Quest game that I have ever played and the first time I've touched a turn-based RPG since 2017's Persona 5. With that being said, I know that Dragon Quest is one of the two godfathers of JRPGs and has pretty much some influence on every JRPG that has come after it. But the one thing that has kept me from investing into a Dragon Quest game is their simplicity. As a person who is a fan of the Dragonair, Kingdom Hearts, Fate, and Evangelion series, you can see that I have a thing for series with some complicated lore. But please understand me, I'm not saying that I don't enjoy straightforward or simple stories because I definitely do. But when we're talking about a AAA JRPG where the usual minimum for the main story is somewhere between 20 to 40 hours, and 5 hours into one of those games means that your journey has just gotten started, I hope you can understand me when I say that I wasn't that excited to start these games. But I tell you, I'm pleasantly surprised by how much I love this game and just want more. The simplicity of Dragon Quest XI is very welcomed in a time where many JRPGs are trying to reinvent the wheel. A story about the chosen one of light, the Luminary, rising up to face the ever-looming darkness in the world, with the small twist that some kingdoms believe that the hero of light coming to the world will signal the return of the Dark One Mordegon. This right here is the beginning premise of Dragon Quest XI, which will send you on a journey to a desert kingdom, an underwater empire, winter wonderland, and many more locations. To be honest, I was close to not seeing most of these great locales, due to the first 7 to 10 hours being the weakest parts of the game in my personal opinion. But once you get to Octagonia and the story begins to pick up with a classic tournament arc, the game starts to absolutely shine. I do admit while playing this game you're not going to see many new things narrative wise, but you'll stick around to see how these great characters bounce off of each other and interact within the party. Serena and Veronica, two mages destined to help you along your journey. Eric, a thief looking for forgiveness. Sylvando, a performer looking to fill the world with happiness and smiles. Rab, a former king of a destroyed kingdom. Lastly, Jade, a mysterious martial artist who has a noble air around her. And while some characters are a bit lacking in the first act of the game, Act 2 gives every single character some added character development that feels natural based upon the progression of the story. Well, everybody except for one, but we won't talk about that. And not to mention that in these character development moments, that each character gets new abilities added onto their skill trees that they have had throughout the game, expanding their abilities and what they could possibly do by the end of the game. And if you ever get to a point within the game where you don't exactly like the way you have built your character, at any point you can go to a save point and choose rectification, which will allow you to reset any character's skill points at any point within the game as long as you have the money to do so, which will allow you to completely change up characters. For example, you can make the hero a character that focuses on using mainly shields and a regular sword, or if you get halfway through the game and don't exactly like the way that he is playing, you can completely wipe those skill points from the tree and reuse them and invest them into a great sword for your main character, which I feel is always an added cool bit to any RPG system to allow you to refocus your characters just in case you get to a point within the game where one character just needs one more ability and they can take this boss out easily. I like that flexibility there. I don't feel like that takes away from the actual scale of the game or the challenge in my opinion. I feel like that's just a good quality of life update. Not to mention that all of this is wrapped within the package of the Unreal Engine 4 and is accompanied by the character designs of the legendary manga author who's the creator of Dragon Ball, Dr. Slump, and other mangas, Akira Toriyama. This game honestly reignited my love for video games as a whole, because in 2018 I felt myself getting burnt out with gaming in general, with the addition of me not playing many games that year in comparison to years prior. 2017's highs of Nier Automata and Persona 5. Lastly, Cage 3 earlier this year didn't satisfy me gameplay wise. I didn't feel excitement when I played games anymore. But for some reason when I went in Best Buy one day, I just picked up Dragon Quest XI and do not regret it at all. I'm not saying this is the best game ever or will have the same effect on you as it did me, but I feel very safe in saying that years from now, when I look back at Dragon Quest XI and think about the memories that I have with this game and thinking about the experience that I had with playing it for the first time, those fond memories will make me want to start all over again.